Sup guys, this is the Staff Sarge, doing a little video just to show you something that I find really damn awesome. As a game I've been playing recently, by the name of War Thunder, and if you've heard of this game, I'm really impressed by it. I used to be a fan of Aces High 2, I played that for a little bit. This game is just brilliant for a few reasons. It's got good, nice, realistic flight models. At the moment I'm playing in arcade mode at the moment, but even so, it's like if you have actual dogfighting skills, which I don't, it really does help out a lot. And on top of that, then when you go to realistic and historical, then you do need to know a lot about ACM. It's very easy to stall at, for example. So the way the game works is pretty simple. You have a hangar full of aircraft. As you gain levels for these, you gain levels for the nations, and then with those levels you can buy new aircraft. So at the moment I'm only at level 4 for the British and the Russians, which is why I've got just these ones: the Catalina, the Lag. I've got the P2 dive bomb, but no dive bombs. You need to unlock them. It's honestly not a good aircraft. I've been recommended to switch it out for something that's actually good, and I haven't, so oh well, fuck it. So you can play it with joystick, which is fantastic, and it works really well. If you want accuracy, they say using a mouse is better, but then you can't maneuver as well as you can with a joystick. That's the flip there. And there's also one other thing, which is this little thing here. It's TrackIR implemented. So you'll see it when it actually gets to the game. Okay, we're in. So start off with the way the game works. Let's go with, yeah, see if we got any ships. Actually, I'll go with the actual bomber, so we can actually see what's going on. Okay, so the way the game works is you've got all the aircraft, which are all player flown, engaging in dogfights, capturing airfields. Capturing an airfield, you actually need to land on them. This one appears to be Wake Island, so I'm assuming you need to land on Wake Island Airfield. But you see the bar at the top. If you capture that airfield, if we capture that airfield there, what'll happen is we will then start taking away points, tickets from the enemy side. If we start destroying their ships, so they got cargo ships and destroyers. Some maps will have like aircraft carriers and battleships. They're just harder targets to kill, and they actually have a fair bit of firepower. As you destroy those, it takes chunks off their tickets. If you destroy all of them, it's not an instant win for your side, but it makes it very close. And there's actually a one game mode in particular where you do actually have to destroy everything. So you can see TrackIR in this game works really well. It's just, you set it to, if you're going to use TrackIR, I'll actually, just while we're going to the title, I'll tell you the kind of settings you got. With my joystick, if you go into the control options, it does let you set dead zones and non-linearity. It's a very good thing to set that, especially with my 3D Pro. It used to be very jerky before I changed the settings. And keep on pulling up. So you need to change that. As for TrackIR, best results, set it to smooth. Don't set it to 1-to-1, because you turn your head all the way around and you're only looking, like at that distance. The only problem is looking behind you, but it took me a while to get this. I'm still getting used to doing it on the fly, but you set the hat to your view control, looking backwards, and then you can just look around. It's really handy if you want to do BDAs. Okay, so this bomber, I've actually, you can actually start off with a 500 kilo bomb from the get-go with this one. I've forgotten what it's called now. Should I try? No, I'm actually going to get down on the deck. You can actually do level bombing. You press C and it lets you go as tail gunner and then bomb sight, but the problem is trying to hit ships. Actually fuck that, I'm going to try it. And as you can see, the zoom function works as well. Come on. Bomb gone. So the game's good. It's got a very light RPG mechanic. Very light one. It's crew skills primarily. So you get experience for the aircraft, which eventually lets you unlock new things. Like my dive bomber, I need to get a certain amount of experience, and then it will allow me to equip it with bomb racks, which will allow me to equip it with, like, 250 kilo bombs. Which would be handy from the get-go, but what you gonna do? In addition to that, you get crew experience, which improves your aircraft work. So, as you can see here, if I do a very tight turn overload, so I'm actually pulling too many Gs, there's crew experience, which makes it harder for your pilot to black out. For gunners, there's aim accuracy, wound control. If your crewmen take hits, they will actually be wounded and the guns will be knocked out of action. They will heal eventually in arcade mode, just like repairs will eventually happen. Bombs will automatically rearm, machine guns and cannons will rearm slightly faster. Damage to the aircraft will repair itself sometimes. Other times, let's see if I can... Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I'm gonna blow myself up. And I missed. Oh. So yeah, the aircraft they don't have any kind of HP. Wow. He doesn't know that I'm dead. Okay, that was, So what happened there was the guy got a very lucky hit and obviously killed the pilot, which means the plane is instantly dead. So yeah, there's no HP, it's just, let's go to war power. Yeah, fucking war power. You don't have HP, it's basically, to shoot down aircraft you need to knock out the engines, make them crash, or set them on fire, or, if you hit them in the engine or fuel tank, chances are they'll actually go boom. What happens to me most of the time is, they blow off a wing. An entire wing just goes boom. It's more common with like this Catalina here. The Catalina will just absorb hits unless you put large caliber rounds through the wings. Have we... See, I think we're winning, but I don't know. It's gonna take a while, so I'm not gonna... Don't really have anything else to say at the moment that I can think of, so I'm just gonna cut here and we'll come back when I'm on the torp run. Okay, I'm going to bring it back here because we're still a fair bit out, but as you can see, there's an IL-2 who's assigned to come pick a fight with us. See how he likes some 50 cal through him. And we've attracted the attention of the destroyers. There's not really too much I can do here, it's more just trying to get my gunners in a good spot where they can actually shoot the bastard. Fuck it, I'm gonna take it, assuming manual control. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Fuck it, throttle down. See how he likes a bit of ramming action. Pull up, and I've lost elevators. So, that's not how that should go at all. So I guess I'm not gonna be showing you a torp run by the looks of things. Alright, let's go with the P3. Let's try and shoot down a couple of fighters. This is gonna go terribly. This thing is not a good fighter. It's not even a good bomber destroyer because it doesn't have enough guns. There's a later model which has a few cannons on it, which actually does work kinda good, but well, what you gonna do? Alright, not much else to say with this thing. So I'm again going to cut here and we'll come back when there's actually some action. Okay, so as it turns out there's not going to be any action because our team won way too effectively and that battle involved me doing absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off a little bit of the menu system. So as you can see I've failed hard. Got a new decal though. Alright, so the way it works is you have your aircraft and normally you start off, I haven't played any Germans, so you start with just these reserve aircraft. So then what you do is you go to change aircraft and under the research tab, so I'm rank 4 Russians, which means I've got access to anything with a 4 rank. The premium aircraft don't apply to this, by the way, it's just, you just get them. As long as you've got the DOSH, which I don't. Okay, now I could go. Honestly, it's not worth bothering. So instead, what I'll do is I've already got a SB2M. It's been recommended though that the 103UMV is actually pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in. So now I've got a fighter, I've got a ground attack aircraft, I've got a Catalina and 2 bombers. So I'll show these off. So the Catalina to start off with. So I've rigged it out. I bought the large pylons for the 1000-pounders and torpedo pylons, obviously for torpedoes. In addition to that, you have a look at crew skill. There's XP points I can spend on stuff. I'm gonna try 4. I can't afford more reload speed. Reload speed's really, really handy. I'm gonna game the system a little bit. Buy a couple of the cheap ones. So when you buy a rank, it gives you a crew level. So like that was 19 points to buy 3 things, so I went up 3 levels. And eventually you can get better qualifications, which is why I have these plus 30s around, because I've actually got the basic qualification for it. So Catalina is ready. I still can't get any of those, so I don't have the experience. This new bomber can take a 500-pounder, or 500-kilo bomb rather, so a 1000-pounder. Big bombs are really good because they let you kill lots of little stuff and also the big things. And then my lag's the only proper fighter I have, and I'm terrible with it. Alright, let's try for another arcade battle. Okay, so ground strike is the one that I'm talking about. You need to actually wipe out all of the enemy ground units. There'll be tanks, there'll be defenses. Tanks are armored cars, you can use machine guns on them. Light tanks, machine guns, and cannons. Medium tanks, cannons are really the only things that will actually harm them. And then heavy tanks, you need bombs. Bombs and rockets are required. For ground defenses, the anti-aircraft and artillery, those you can just machine gun, no problem. But pillboxes do require bombs. Okay, so we'll start this off with a little bit of strategic bombing action. Because we're up against stuff that doesn't move, this will actually work. It's very simple. You just need to get out there, destroy the enemies, while obviously trying to have it, that happen to us. So I'm going to do another edit here because it's going to take me a while to get into a bomb position.